Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the SLS. I am here at what we 8:45 in the morning for an excellent time to stream. What's everyone else doing at this point? Not enough. So, yes, we need some games. Good morning, Scott. I can see you there in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Still having issues getting my YouTube chat to appear on the stream feed, which is a bit strange, but I'm sure I can manage in whatever way I need to. I'll just have a quick check, see if there's anything I'm missing on here. It's just not bringing up the chat on my side. I can see it on YouTube itself. Well, yeah, I'll mess about with that another time, try and get that working at some point. Anyway, you can see here on the table, this is a Premier Division. So sound and sight, all good, lovely. Right, the draft, Castle Draft and Big Time Belfast, top of the league so far. They have got 21 points each. The draft have done it by winning 7, and Big Time Belfast have not lost yet. So good to see that they are keeping that unbeaten record. We're down a bit lower down, just 2 points further back. We've got Green Park Rangers and we have got Portrush United. Two teams both heading for. They're definitely a title challenge from these four, aren't they? Really, all of them up there, and then a huge gap back to WC Stout, Castle Extra Stout, and Antrim, who have 3 games in hand because of their time they're playing in the cup. So I think Antrim are in good position to get that 5th place for themselves and lock that up soon if they can just get on a bit of a run. But the cup is definitely causing a little bit of an issue between them. The last time round, they obviously didn't play in the league because they had a cup game. Big Time Belfast beat Castle Stout. They beat them 3-0. Ballycastle losing 1-0 to the league leaders. Unsurprisingly, it was a good performance from Ballycastle to try and keep in the game, but not good enough ultimately. Sagefield Samba taking a 4-0 defeat to Green Park Rangers. Nothing wrong with that one. Just a really good, strong performance there. David Collins getting a hat-trick. Must also mention Nicky Ferenko scored a hat-trick for Big Time Belfast. The first 2 hat-tricks in the Premier League. So, good to see those two doing well. And Portrush taking a 1-0 win against Shillelaghs. And that was a hard-fought victory. Into today's fixtures in the Premier, we have got Big Time Belfast versus Portrush, 2 of the top 4 up against each other. Ballycastle versus Samba, a relegation battle, it's got to be said. Glebe against Green Park Rangers, and the draft versus Antrim should be in favour of those 2 stronger sides. And then WC Stout versus Shillelaghs. I think this could go either way today. Let's take a look into the First Division, who have been a little bit interrupted because of the cup. You can see they've only played between 4 and 6 games, but Dromore, top of the league on 18 points with a plus 16 goal difference. The story in the cup is a completely different thing. They are scraping through with pretty much a very similar lineup. It's bizarre. Cookstown, 3 points further back, having lost to Dromore, but having beaten the Updraft this season. So the Updraft 1 win further back and 1 match fewer played. So all to play for. Remember, the top team goes up and second place will play against 9th in the First Division. Last time out, Cookstown taking a 3-0 victory over Coleraine. It was a couple of rounds ago now. It's just Hersey scoring twice on his debut. The Updraft with Robbie Keane, who's been on good form this season, 7 in 5 games, being there with 2 goals. And for Dromore, they, for once, didn't rely on Sigalko scoring the goals. They had Broadcheck, and with his first goal of the season, it must be said, and Agahawa as well, who has been very, very useful this season. I'm trying to think whether I replaced the Dromore goalkeeper for this game. It is supposed to be Penato. Let's have a look. And in fixtures here, we've got the 3 sides separate. There's no match for who's not playing. Glenavon and Linfield not playing each other. In fact, I don't know where that game is. So we'll have to see when those 2 get their next match in. Cookstown versus Glentoran, Crusaders versus the Updraft, and Lisbon Distillery versus Dromore. Let's get into the action. It's going to take us to Satefield Samba against Ballycastle. So Samba last time round losing 4-0. That shouldn't really have brought that back up that memory, but yeah, let's have a look. They've obviously got a red card with his. No, maybe he missed it through the cup. And Ciso had a red card, but I think he's missed the cup game. The no, hang on, when does that work? Is he suspended coming up soon? It doesn't start yet. That makes sense. It hasn't yet begun. So Castillo is out of the team. Montano comes in instead, and another change there is that we see, in fact, Castillo has gone to left wing back, and it's Restrepo that has made way. Yeah, five across the middle of that line to try and block things out. The team do need to get back onto form again. Interested to see the little rise of Ivan Cordoba. He's come into the team and has really he's played well despite the struggles that the team may have had. Their opponents, Ballycastle, missing Patrick Berger this game after he went off late in their last match. He, in fact, went off, yes, in injury time. Jankauskas is still missing, and Kinkladze out as well there. Kovalchuk is considering a new contract. I didn't even check my own teams for contracts this time, but I must have already off it last time. Shibovsky off Podres up front. Romoshenko is the one who comes in for Patrick Berger. Otherwise, the team is unchanged. And Milan Petkov still not finding his way into the 14. So Jerry Ferry refereeing at the Billy Watson pitch. Samba in their away kit for a change. There looks it's all black and yellow. Ivan Cordoba, I think it was, who had the first chance. Down the other end, it's an opening goal. It's Karol Poborski. He was not having the best of games last game. He only got a 6 out of 10, but he has the opening goal. And Ballycastle lead 35 minutes in. Chances Bastianski coming close. There's 2 attempts. I don't know what he's doing having shots like that, but Mondragon is making some good saves so far. But Podres has dribbled round and scored. It's 2-0. Montano missing the target. And Lysan's taken down by Guigu for a yellow card. And a red. It's Alexis Smertin. Is that his second red of the season? Or is that just my imagination? It's a bookings. Well, it's going to be interesting decision here. Romoshenko is just going to drop back in and Semak will centralise. Not the greatest thing for your captain to go. I would assume the captain, that man, gets handed over to another player. Yes, it's Stanislav Varga. Of course, we go over to Samba just before half time. You can decide to change things up and relegate Samba now. You can choose, Scott, if you want to make a change, or Guigo on 82%. By the way, he will go back up before half time, but he has a potential knee injury. Do we do this as your half time change now? Might as well do it as your half time change if you're wanting to. And just in case anyone, if you're on silent at all, I'm not sure. I just put the message out there as well. So we're going to see Ciso performing well as he has been all season so far. Cordoba, again, one of the sort of standouts. Move Guigo to centre mid with no arrow. And do I do it that way for you? Is that how you want it? And Pissarro for 4. And if you don't, I'll just reset it. Just give us a go ahead when we are grand. I think that it's definitely got that allowance of moving somebody further forward with a red card that's just happened for Ballycastle. Arce coming into the team, and after last game when he scored, perfect, lovely. Was it last game he scored? A game before, he has been playing well, and he's definitely one of those players where, well, I can tell you he's one of those players I'd like to have had, because I requested him as an extra player to realise that Scott already drafted him in. We just have a quick check of Ballycastle. They will definitely go on to 60 minutes, so we'll just get it to half time Flying through to half time because the commentary speed changed with the substitutions, of course. Anyway, half time, shot wise, 5-4 on target there, Ballycastle, and 3 shots, 2 on target for Samba. And just to have a quick check, possession wise, it has been pretty even. The most recent part of the game has been played in the Samba third. Paborski doing Shibowski having an almost anonymous match so far with 2 out of 3 passes completed. It would be pretty much a low for 45 minutes, I think, to have just done 2 passes and not much else in the first half. But it's Podres, and just a quick check of Podres' goal. I'm pretty sure he's scored. So he's taken on Arce, Guigu, and Dracoba, and then he has scored. Yeah, he's got some excellent dribbling, and it's a goal and an assist there for Podres as well for first half. Good performance. Anyway, we move into the second half. We'll obviously go to Samba first because I can do my subs while I'm waiting, or at least have a think about those. Nothing happened in the first 15 minutes other than Ciso and Arce improving their ratings. Condition wise, no concerns. Even Guigu with that potential injury is looking fine. It's Recoba and Castillo and Guigu who are struggling a little bit on their sixes. I'll just go and have a quick check of my team while do the other bits there. Jabrowski has now managed to put in a key tackle, and done a few more passes. Bobowski, yeah, I think. What else would you do in this situation? Semak on a 9, performing very, very well. I think it just needs to be left as it is. Looking at Montano, 8 out of 8 passes. Cuevas for Arce. He comes on. Wing backs to wingers with arrows. Castillo. Oh, no. Move forward. And Cuevas. Still got that issue where I forget where the left and right part of my mouse is. Mouse pad. I do that. So that looks like that's exactly what you wanted to there. I assume it was just an arrow of 1 notch. And I think we'll be good to crack on there. The substitutes have not been made for Ballycastle because they don't need to, I would suggest there. Yeah, looking like it's kind of going okay for them. Thomas Repka, yet again, having a good game. We will push on towards the end of this one. And Zhivosky coming close to getting that opening goal. Opening goal since the substitutes. There's definitely, Pizarro hitting the top of the bar. Definitely the game livening up again since the change had been made there for the wide players coming forward. Cuevas up there on a 7 has started well since he came on. Ball play forward again. Semak looking. Romashenko, I think that was with a chance. And Lysan's with a bit of a miss. He drops down to a 6. It must have been that bad a shot. A yellow card given to Claudio Pizarro. And then Lysan's flinging it forward. Last few minutes of the game, Romashenko Grzybowski coming close with a chance there again. He's dropped down to a 6 himself. It has not been his best performance. Late chance for a consolation, but nothing coming. It ends up being a reasonably comfortable 2-0 win for Ballycastle, who not having as many shots as they usually would do, but making the shots that they had count for a change. Podres taking man of the match as expected, you would say. Down at the other side there, Cuevas had done a reasonable job. It is difficult when a team aren't getting goals, Scott. It can be a bit of an issue there. I think it's a glebe issue as one of my teams there. But yeah, Ballycastle have performed well. And Ciso again taking personal satisfaction from that. Mondragon with 2 saves as well. On to the next match, we go to Big Time Belfast and Portrush. So, in fact, what we'll do is we'll move to the Division 2 games. We'll watch all the Division 2 games, Division 1 games, and watch those first because I think that they'll be better to go and play through some of these. So, Boubacar Diarra would like a new contract. We'll just offer him that one right now. And over at Castle Clear, the manager has gone for David Prutton, captain at the side from right back. This looks like, is it an unchanged team? Yeah, just colours again have been changed as you go back into their. Well, they played away last game. They're playing against Crusaders. I don't think Crusaders play in white, do they? No, they don't play in red. Of course, Harry Aston refereeing, and we'll see how they can get on. A quick check of the Crusaders team. Horace Stout is in goal. He's made some amazing saves in some games and been absolutely disappointing in others. It's got to be said. Okay, so the updraft have kicked off the Division 1 action for today, and we get a chance there. Meadow coming. Well, Meadow did have a chance, but nothing came in the shot register there. Just Leonard Donovan having 2 attempts off target so far. Nothing coming for the updraft in the first 15 minutes, in Crusaders trying to turn the screw themselves. But Michael Owens there, having freshly taken a yellow card. Someone's got a yellow card for foul on him now. He's the only person who's brought anything to the team. Donovan has an assist, but he also has 2 terrible misses so far. 5 minutes to half time. Ball played forward from Crusaders. They just can't quite break them down, but it's almost half time. Donovan with another chance off target, and we go to the whistle. Nothing happening from Crusaders. 5 shots with just 1 on target for Castle Clear. Yeah, Castle Clear, is that the name? Yeah. It's hard to tell with the names sometimes on these sites here. Looking through statistics wise and everything looking quite normal. And we'll move into the second half straight away. And Robbie Keane with a chance and 2 chances, and Stout making yet another save. He's doing a good job. We can see that the players are absolutely fine, so we just let the game roll through. We would just let the game roll. There's no need to go to 60 minutes for change, because there aren't any 60-minute changes for this manager unless he wants to make any at this point. It's still Michael Owen's goal, a solitary one for this match, despite the fact that they are definitely looking more likely to score a second than not. Donovan with a chance this time. He has hit the target, but he has not broken Horace Stout. Michael Owen missing a terrible chance. And there he gets his second. He does. Will he get a chance for a hat trick just before the end of the game? Must be a sigh of relief for the manager to have a 2-goal cushion in a game that just looked like it was going to frustrate for quite a while. 1 shot with nothing on target. A dozen more chance, a dozen times the chances for them, and 6 of them on target. Stout playing there, a 9 out of 10 performance. He has these kind of games, and look at that, Jason Lee hiding within the team. Michael Owen, a man of the match performance for the 2nd time this season, and he now has 6 goals in 6 games. We go over to Cookstown next. Cookstown, Ricardo Quaresma given the loan list move there. Is that your choice there, Scott, or is that something that was already on it? It'd be a good idea to see if a few players might be able to go out and get some first team action somewhere. So not something I've considered, but probably should. Cookstown, they have an 85% class on Huntelaar on the bench, but I don't know how much it really matters there. I can see that Blinkhorn's been recalled to the first team for this game instead of Fernando Torres. Strand is back in for Carlos Jackson, who has an injury. I couldn't catch any more changes on there, but Jackson's out for a whole month, and that was a really late injury that he had there against Coleraine. Yet a few reserve players listed there. Look at that start of the season there. He is going to be missed, but really he's got to be missed in the games against the big teams. Until I assume it's no preference, and 22 seems like a good number for him, but I will hold on until you just give me the go ahead on that one. I think we are likely to see 22 for Mr. Huntelaar. Just to get a little drink for a second. $37. 37. Right? See, it's a good job that I do put the, do this. I would be, semi gutted if the numbers weren't assigned to the players I wanted. So, absolutely must be going with the manager's choices. Cookstown versus Glentoran. Glentoran, who in their first team, one of the substitute bench has Glunder Hughes in it, one of the players that we inserted into the squads there. He is having a very average season so far. He's found his way onto the bench only. We move on to the kick-off. And Mendes de Silva and Hersey immediately involved. There's an early chance for Glentoran. They forced a save out of Sebastian Frey. This game is fairly end to end for a match between two sides that are very, very far apart. Blinkhorn with chances. He's had 2 on target. They're hitting the target more often than not, but they're not hitting the goal. That's a big, big miss for Glentoran. Another chance, another save from Sebastian Frey. And Strand gets the goal to separate the sides. This does it open up the floodgates? You'd hope so. It does. It does. Gonzalez has made it 2. And then Gonzalez has missed, but he did seem like he was under pressure. Walker had put him under at that point. We're near the break, and Espinal has put one wide. I do need to check his name out, whether he's Espinal or whether he should have an accent for an Espinal. But Espinal, I'll call him for now. We're at half time and 10 shots to 6 there, with 4 and 2 on target for Glentoran. They have definitely forced more than you might have expected them to. But we do get some frustrating matches against some teams that should be blown away. Half time, look at that. Strand, Mendes de Silva on the 9s. Mendes de Silva making key passes, being creative, but Strand with the goal and an assist. John Welsh with the assist for the Strand goal, and Strand setting up Ezequiel Gonzalez. We go to 60 minutes. And forcing a corner early on at this point. But there's still Lockhart, I think that was, has scored for Glentoran. It's a rare goal for Cookstown to concede in the league. Is it just 3 they've conceded or something mad like that? They've not done many. A quick check of conditions for you. They're 82 on Espinal. It's stamina wise, but also a poor leg groin. I don't know if the physios would like to get their hands on that at this point, or whether they're going to leave him till the end before they give him a good rub. But it is that chance to make a difference to the team. Now, this is a quick check of stats and things, how things are going. Mendes de Silva in plenty of passing, winning his challenges. It's a very good performance. The 7s, yeah, loads of 7s. I think there could be a change coming up, but there are also, no players are letting themselves down here. It's just at Glentoran forcing chances, and it was Lockhart, Darren Lockhart. Hughes is on. Huntelaar for Blinkhorn. Gerard for Espinal. And swap Robin and Hersey. Lovely. That is the changes we have got there. Lovely. Will they make a difference? Will they get Cookstown over the line and temporarily level on points with Drumore at the top of the league? Well, Gerard has started positively temporarily. Strand is the one who is really putting in the performance today. Cookstown under pressure again. It's that kind of, even as a person not in charge of the team, I'm feeling the pressure. Hersey with a chance to do some great football, but not resulting in a goal. They just creep over there. Mendes de Silva has set a record for the number of passes completed by a player in either division, with 60 in the match. I think that's it's possibly pushing 10 ahead of anybody else. It's a huge tally. 12 shots with 7 on target. 20 offsides for Glentoran, so they have come forward a lot. It must be said. It must be said they've done that. So Cookstown get through in that one. We obviously go back to the same match again, but we don't. We go to Drumore, who last game, I mean, what absolute madness that was. And it's McLaughlin scoring twice. Really, really strange match. So Drumore, a few players lacking a bit of fitness. Some changes that McMaster is back out the team. He is at least his stamina has gone from 5 to 7, so it's on the way up. Kutuzov moves into his place, and Mark Kerr is brought back in. Milito is back from injury, which will be of great importance at the back. And yeah, I can't really think of much else to say. Codrea gets his place for his first league start of the season, having impressed in the reserves and been good in the cup. So Distillery, Ed Flanders refereeing. Darren Brush, Brian Strain, Dale Watkins, who did score in a recent match against one of our teams. Going to very fast and watching from the Drumore point of view. Game of the save. It was an interesting one. It is exciting to see these guys. Just checking your stats bit there. It was a good fun match, wasn't it? To see the fact that it's just a nail biter. Ibrahim Saeed and Maxime Sigago both coming close to opening the scoring, but nothing happening yet. Kivu driving one wide. More chances for Drumore, but halfway through the first half and no goals. This probably has to be put down some sort of tactical ineptitude from the manager at the moment to be struggling constantly with this team after such a positive start. Mark Kerr gets his opening goal for the club and will at least send them in at half time, leading, you would hope, at this point. Yes, there it is, half time. 10 shots in the first half, just the one from Distillery, who've been playing okay. Matthews has been doing a good job. Cookstown assistant manager spotted in the home and going to scout, having a look, or just lend his support, certainly, at for this. I mean, we'll continue, but it hasn't been the greatest first half for these, it must be said. So, in just a quick switch, we'll bring a bit more attacking to the side. Second half kicks off. Sigalko with a chance and more efforts on goal. Kenny Lunt getting his first goal for Drumore. Of course, they're not going to let Distillery go into the distance. I think they'll be putting their pressure on now. Nothing really to report at this point. Kutuzov, does he need a rest? He's got a shin injury. No, I don't know what this calls for. I think it calls for Joe Cole, go and have a rest. Brosek can come on. And we'll do that. Agahawa will go and play on the wing. Rooting for Distillery. Cheers. Sigalko gets the goal. 2 assists so far from Agahawa. And Brosek pushing one off target. And there's another for Sigalko, unassisted this time. 4-0 it is. So plenty of goals to celebrate for this one. Not quite the 7-1 that we've had from Castle Clear this season. Kutuzov having chances from a free kick this time. But we'll comfortably round out a 4-0 victory for Drumore. And that's Sigalko with now 15 goals for the season in 9 games. Agahawa with a 10 with 2 assists. He is far and away top of key passes and has again just added 4 to that. 19 shots with 11 on target. And Distillery with very little credit to take from that game, it must be said. Right, well, it doesn't take us to Portrush this time. It takes us to Glebe against Green Park Rangers. And Glebe, who have been lacking goals, it's got to be said, they have 6, Sambra 5. Vorsianko keeps his place as captain. Knopper, Parler in there. The change to the lineup was nothing, I think. Is it exactly the same? Yeah, it stays the same. There's Jordi Cruyff on the bench in his return from injury. I have a Green Park Rangers. Don't need reason to change anything here, do we? We've got Klomper in for the injured Cannavaro, and that's all they need because they've been on good form recently. So Larry Pike, we sent off Njai last game. Nasty, Mr. Pike. Here's some intrinsic refereeing. And it's an opening goal. It's Richard Knopper with his first for the club. Opening the scoring. But down the other end, there's Edgar Davids. Didn't take long to respond, did it? We have one apiece. And now, Nicky Butt took the yellow card. I thought that that was GPR on the attack. And then suddenly Parler had it and Butt took him down. More chances. Rochen with a yellow card. You got to watch it with his ref, definitely. Chances at Kufo with one, and Barthez with another save. And what an action-packed couple of minutes we've just had. It hasn't even ended now. Look at that. It's 4 shots on target for both sides, and Green Park Rangers having 3 off at the moment. Glebe are going to stay as they are. We have a look down here. Scott, have you any word from the manager as to whether they'll be around or not? If not, I will crack on a little bit to 60 minutes and see how things are going. But they're performing pretty well. It's both teams are battling this one out. It's got to be said. Pierini making amends for an average debut with 4 key tackles already. Nicky Butt winning 6 tackles. He is right up there this season among the very top tacklers. He's beating his average, and it's half time. Nothing. So that's perfect. We can move on to 60 minutes. I wonder if there'll be a time when I put. I can't remember. I've forgotten this team. Where's Dario Hussein? Is it my team? Ronaldinho it is who scores to make it 2-1. 2-1. Completely losing track of what's going on. Everything seems okay for Green Park Rangers. So with your go ahead there, Scott, I think we should probably continue. For Glebe, they are now finding themselves behind, and do we worry about Jock particularly? It's going to be a chance to bring on Jordi Cruyff. He is going to come onto the pitch now and take the place of Frode Johnsen, who, for all his endeavour this season, has yet to hit the target. Kufo will go up front, and Cruyff will do his support act. Is the injury dangerous? No. Yeah, play it through. Fantastic. So just the one change as Cruyff comes on. He has the highest dribbling per 90 minutes of any player, but as his 4 matches resulted in just over 1 match worth of football. So I assume that's going to drop like a stone at some point very soon. Lopez Ricard into Parler. Cruyff misses a golden opportunity to equalise. We've got a yellow card coming out again this time. It's was it Ronaldinho, or has he already had it? Another card there, Zanoni. It's GPR looking like they're going to keep their challenge on at the top of the table. Knopper in the book. And a final whistle, 2-1. Take some heart there, definitely Glebe. But again, it's another suffering at the bottom of the table. Edgar Davids with one, and Ronaldinho, or Ronaldinho, whatever he's really known as, with a winning goal. Both teams with 6 on target. So the second half resulted in both teams having 3 shots and 2 of them on target. Definitely well played to GPR. Nicky Butt winning 10 challenges, and also, being generally a pretty good player going on with that one. Nothing disappointing really about Glee's performance. Ray Parler having his worst performance of the season, actually. Did run them close, but just not close enough. It's the draft, the top of the table side versus Antrim, the side with 1,000 games in hand. Figo still wanting to be listed. Rivaldo wanting to be a first team regular and gets his chance. And Pat Sazoglu still with that interest from Celtic. So Nesta, the league's top performing tackler, one of the absolute top rated players, having a superb season for draft. And if we just have a quick check of the team, we're going to change the forward line there. Shevchenko, Raul behind Montella, which means that that has changed, and now Rivaldo is there with Shevchenko and Montella up front together. Zanetti is out as Brett Emerton comes in, but that's because Zanetti is out of action. Otherwise, he would not be replacing him, I imagine. So they have the looking great side, aren't they, at the top of the league? For Antrim, we have a Dalmar, who I assume Dalmar's just playing the reserves to be down there. If there's any players you want me to move up from the reserves before I progress to say, please just let me know and I'll get that sorted for you. Orbai's back in the team. I notice Chris Hope out, Marajo and Okocha. Okocha moves further forward. Dalmar comes in. And also we've got a change out wide that Jafar is in place of Beaumont. Jerry Ferry, he's already out of the game today. He must be getting a bit sleepy. By the time this game comes out, he'll be needing to rest his legs, definitely. Early attack gigs creating. It's definitely all been the draft so far. Nesta will be just doing his job at the back. And I've got there we are, Stefan Dalma. I was going to say Antrim coming back into this a little bit, and they get the opener. Dalma coming in, fitness is a myth and all that. But Shevchenko has equalised, and again Makovsky, this time one of the most creative players in the league, is definitely coming into action a bit. D'Agostino has scored. It's 2-1 to Antrim. This is a great performance from I'm not going to call them minnows, but the team that are expected to not finish higher than fourth. We are at half time. I'm there watching things, thinking, the game's still progressing, but it's actually my microphone bar that's moving up and down. Plenty of chances for both teams, but Antrim taking advantage of theirs much more so at the moment. The draft did have one game where I think there's 7 shots and nothing on target. Roy Keane, 7 out of 7 tackles, doing a great job. We should be straight over to you, really. I mean, Agostino is at 83, Dalmar's at 77, but we know that he started lower. We've got an injury going on for Agostino. It's the 2 players who have been scoring the goals. Okocha with a groin knock as well. Will there be any changes? I'll just pop it into your tactics there so you can have a bit of a check on whether anything's to be done. Versatility on the bench with Stephen Reid, of course, just going through to 60 minutes. A quick check here. There's nothing that means players need to go. Nesta only making 2 successful tackles so far. A very quiet opening to the half. Oh, and there's the equaliser, though. It's Montella straight away. I'll do go over to you, Scott, because you're here. And go back to ratings. Have a look at those. Agostinho, the standout player. Jafar, not having his best performance so far, but he can just have that little flash of brilliance, can't he, at times. And for the draft, they're just going to remain as they are. Quick look at those substitutes. Gianfranco Ferrari, no appearances so far. Stephen Reid with no starts, and Welsh has had 3. Ferrari for Dharma in the only change, so he does come on to make his debut. And when I say debut, even for the team at all, no reserve games. Jafar with a chance. This time he's coming into it a little bit more. Makovsky's hit the crossbar. This game could go either way, couldn't it? It's finely poised. Another chance for the draft, but then back down the other end. And I think that's maybe the bar again. It might have even been Makovsky for the second time. And then we go on the other end, and a good save for Schiller as a Roberto Carlos chance comes in. He only plays on the yellow card so far in this match. And will there be a late one? Saved again. Cleared. And 2-2. A fantastic result for Antrim. The draft will probably consider that to be a decent result as well when you think about the performance of Antrim there. I mean, Nesta not making his usual amount of tackles, but still making pretty much everything he needs to do. Giggs with 4 key passes and 2 assists. And I think that he's had a great match, hasn't he? And down over for Antrim. No players like standing out as a 10 out of 10 player, but loads and loads of players turning up and doing their job. Even Ferrari coming off the bench there. I think it was Makovsky hitting the frame twice. I will just have a little look at that. So it's post substitutes. He's hit the crossbar on 71 minutes. And he hit the bar on 77 minutes as well from distance. Yeah, take that and party. It's big time Belfast versus Portrush. And then, a battle between the manager for both his teams in the last one. Look at this. We've got Zambrotta on 94 and Totti on 95, but they were 2 of the better performers last game. So the team is unchanged from the previous game, which was a 1-0 win that resulted in a red card for Njai, who will be starting a 2-match ban from that. It's totting up of yellow cards, I believe, with the red. That means he misses that one for big time Belfast. Yeah, I mean, the team is looking strong, isn't it? I mean, we've dropped a few players down towards wing back here. And have we changed the striker? Yeah, Vieri, with his first minute injury last game, sees Henri, there's Roberto, makes his way back to the bench. Lizarazu recalled having played central for a previous match as well. So, this is a huge game at the top of the table. Jim Pedant refereeing. Is he going to be exactly living up to his name? We will find out. Portrush in their away kit today. Early chance for Henri, but he's put it off target. And again, he's done exactly the same. Zalias taking a yellow card. Nikiforenko has scored. He's really going for it at the moment. Vitor Bayer was out of position. Surely he can't have 2 bad games in a row, having had his performance for Alcatraz last night. Veron, 25 yards out, equalises. The defence is not working quite so well for Portrush. In fact, when the goal was scored, the players went down in rated. Anyway, we're close to the break. It's very tight at the moment. Definitely the recent chances are going to Portrush, but we are at half time. The better team performance is big time Belfast, but they've had 3 of their shots off target compared to Portrush hitting their target with all 3 attempts. Everyone looks alright. Henri just being wasteful for Big Time Belfast, and Zambrotta will probably play out a little bit more, but I think there may be an injury to add to this now. Yeah, it's quite a few people have had a poorly shin from the first half, played to 60, so we do. Vrissas and Totti trying to bring the ball forward for Portrush, but it's still Veron missing the time. Still one of those games where there's absolutely no predicting where this one's going to go. At the moment, GPR will be up to, they could go second, or is it third as a result of this one? Third, I think, as a result of these games. Yeah, Batistuta 83, Cafu 85. Ratings wise, everybody's fine apart from Henri. We're going to see 2 attacking mids and Del Vecchio on, or Kuhl. I don't know. It's plenty of choices. Meanwhile, for Portrush, Vitor Bayer has not been tested too much since his little error early on. But Zambrotta is going to come off now to. There's one of 2 changes. Roy Mackay is also brought on for a game. Zeriberto for Lizarazu. The only change there. So 3 new players onto the pitch for the last half hour. And that's Volodenkov versus Zeriberto instead of Zambrotta versus Lizarazu. Oh, there's Walter Samuel. He scores. He makes it 2-1. And Henri looking creative still. More attack from both teams, but still 2-1 it is. Big Time Belfast going to make a huge statement if they can take the points in this one, and it looks like they are going to. Yes, they do. It is 2-1. Walter Samuel, man of the match. Despite this is the team, I think this has happened 3 times this season now. Zaelias with a 9, but Walter Samuel's 8 getting man of the match. It is Big Time Belfast has happened 3 times that the man of the match has not been the highest rated player. Interesting. 9 shots, just 3 on target, but it's everything they needed to do that. Portrush just hitting the target once in the second half, and that really tells the difference, doesn't it? Henri, 4 shots, all missed, and that's a great result for Big Time Belfast. Extra Stout versus Shillelaghs, and looking into the team, there's definitely a change up front. You can see that we've now dropped Drugink and Bebo, and it's Konstantinu and Petkovic both come into this team. There's some huge cavities in the middle of the pitch, isn't there? Defence has stayed as it is. I think we've just seen those bits of difference there. Dulyai at 90%. So I don't know if he's just getting a bit tired at the moment, but he's playing well. Wesley Sonk, 73%. Is he on some kind of intensive fitness training? It's the only way that can be described that his fitness is just not increasing at all. And for the Shillelaghs, we got no Rooney this game, but also Ronaldo not starting. Mista gets that starting position. Penga is at 72%. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on some kind of intense training as well, but he has made the bench in what otherwise is looking like an unchanged lineup. Rick Trevorrow refereeing. And there's the early chances for Stout. Pochettino taking a yellow card. We're getting into the last few minutes of action in this one. We've got an opening goal, Samueleto. I don't know, I think I blinked for slightly too long then and missed it. Like literally a blink and you'll miss it moment. Carboni has a yellow card as well. I'm going to have to look back at that goal and see how it was scored. Kesman has equalised on his opening game for Stout. Yellow card for Georgiatos. Trevorrow looking like he's up for the yellow action today. 45 minutes gone. Will either team go in front before the break? No, they won't. And it's very, very even, isn't it? Very even. 4 shots, 2 missed. Look at it the other way around. Not many passing going from Dully. He's looking a bit dull for him. Yeah, we're going to the second half and see where we get to with this one. Both teams from the same manager. And Lefteropoulos is making some saves again. I think he's been the highest performing goalkeeper. It's him and Vesterveld will be the two right up there at the top this season. They will continue. And I like to look at it from this side as well. Yeah, they're going to continue as well. Nobody is intensely suffering. Carboni on a 9 man of the match so far. And there's Petkovic. He's dribbled around a few and he has scored. It's a good solo finish there. I don't know whether anyone's got the assist, but yeah, certainly what he did was what created the goal. Darby's that's playing well at the back. Kesman scores again, and he's got a hat trick. I mean, this is Kesman we're talking about. It's not normal, is it? He's got himself 3 on his opening game for the club, and that really is a way of celebrating something for him. 4-1. 4-1. That's every shot in the second half, I think. Not every shot on target in the second half. No, just making stuff up now. Did not expect to see that one. Did not expect to see that at all. And Castellano, not sure what happened to Castellano. He's had a good start to his competitive shot manager career, and Carboni losing man of the match through a treble from Mattea Kesman. So big time Belfast, Ballycastle, Green Park Rangers and WC Stout taking wins. The Draft and Antrim with a draw. And how does that affect the table? Well, there's a 5-point gap between first and fourth, and only 7 back to 5th place. Big time Belfast 2 points clear of the Draft and Green Park Rangers. Down at the bottom, Glebe and Samba are getting cut off a little bit as Ballycastle's win moves them ahead of Antrim. Antrim getting a credible draw though, and start 3 games in hand over those teams above them. So you can expect to see them to use that familiar football phrase there, in and around the teams in 5th and 6th, definitely. I'll do a stats update properly at some point. So just to check the team of the week, there's no team of the week so far, which is quite surprising because you'd expect there'd be a team of the week when everybody's played. Fixtures for next time in here, we've got Antrim versus Samba on the Wednesday. If there aren't any other games, then that will be a good one for. Are you going to rush that? Well, I say rush. Just put that through yourself, Scott. Or do you want me to do something? Just let me know about that one. I'm happy to do whichever. And in Division 1, results there. Coleraine taking a 1-1 draw against Cliftonville in the Gus Hurdles man of the match performance. Well done to Mr. Hurdle. Overcoming challenges. Drumore, 7 wins from 7, 26 scored, and 6 against now, so that's looking much more comfortable. I can play it through now. I can get to the match. That's fine. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's move on. Fixture-wise, these are 3 games. These 3 games, so we'll leave it because we've got the other manager with on as well. Otherwise, I'd have played it. But yeah, there are 3 games on that day, so we'll do that as a mini round. But I'll tell you what, I'll play through a little bit of the thing here. Might as well get to where streaming through. Why not? Just hold on for 1 second. So, Mark Poon should be given a bit of a run, but Liberta is performing well. A quick check of how Liberta is doing. Another 8 to add to his performances there. He's definitely looking like he deserves his place. Kovalchuk, he's been offered a contract, hasn't he? Smirtine, banned, as I always do whenever I look at these things. I have a look at the things and work out whether I should be appealing or not. And it's dangerous, absolutely no chance of an appeal. But he's not pushed anyone or kicked anyone, so no disciplinary action being taken. Very unhappy. Yeah, I mean, a player that doesn't score many goals in competitive Championship Manager has scored a hat-trick against you, so what do you expect? At least Adebe is back. But yeah, Glebe need goals before the next game. I mean, just have a little look at Glebe and their striker issues. No one's really made it their own yet. Shatskik had been having personal issues before the season, let's say that. He's going to come in. Frode Jonsson is going to be given a bit of a break. And Shatskik will come in for a game to get his chance. But yeah, he was causing issues with the team. But stern word, maybe he'll get on with things. It may even be Northern Ireland. When do Northern Ireland play? That must be the weekend. News-wise, we'll have a look, see if any news comes up. They're all the same players on that bit. I realise I'd left me. Yeah. Kovalchuk gets that new contract. He'll be happy. Happiness will come to those players who now have just made it so that they can leave the club 3 years later with unprotected contracts rather than being nicely secure. Baba Yaro would like a new contract, and that will be certainly put through. Andy Davis of Belfast. What a tight story it is for him to have won the award. It looks like he's only a Manager of the Month award, and there's no Player of the Month. Just Manager of the Month. They're top of the table, and why not? Pizarro gets his new contract. So generally satisfied, and support waning after just 10 games. That is sad to see. It's not going to be the only team where that's happening. It really can't be. So the suspension now comes into effect for Njaye, and it will also come in for Enciso. Satisfied. Northern Ireland, generally satisfied, and extremely healthy finances. Well, everyone's got extremely healthy finances. You don't need to worry about that. First Division Manager month. So Bill Ale of Cookstown. Been a good month for Scott, it's got to be said. Drumore, very pleased, and a rapport with the fans. I don't know what makes them different from the other sides. Nedved also beginning a ban. Pele is back from his groin injury. I wonder if his problems have been cured. I don't know. We'll have to see. Cookstown, yes, very pleased with Manager of the Month. Pinger is tired for Cookstown. It's Cookstown? That wasn't Cookstown. Pinger's not a Cookstown. Is he? No, somewhere else. 1 day till the games. What else are you missing, Pat Sasoglu? There's going to be the rumour flying around. Is this just everybody reading the same news? Or well, let's have a look. We'll get a chance to respond to that news in a minute as well. Extra stout. Generally satisfied. And here is the rumour. Of course we deny the rumour. He's going nowhere. Pirlo is back. Great news for Scott, building his team around him. Smirtine banned for next game. And just before things get too far down the line, it's time to recall Koluzny to the first team squad then, isn't it? And to give him that contract that he wants. Prochek. I mean, there's been players who've been performing better than this. Sigalko's had a bit of press feature so far. Does that affect his value? Usually it does affect values a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, it goes up by a little bit. Get it to the games. And if any of my teams are playing, I'll set them up right now. So Antrim versus Samba. The first division, Dromore play Crusaders. Gotta be wondering why certain teams play at certain points. Let's set the Dromore side up now so that they're ready. They don't play for 10 days after that. And last match it was 4-0. It was comfortable. Any need to make any changes? Just that. So we save that one. All is well. Let's have a little look. Right. Okay. So I'm going to end this stream now because, I mean, people are just far too excited by this. It's probably, the most exciting stream of me progressing through a save. But thank you very much for watching the actual games that we just had. A reminder of the results for anyone who just wants a quick check of what we had. In the first division, we had Cookstown beating Glentoran by just 2 goals to 1. Just 2 goals. I mean, that was a real fight, wasn't it? The updraft, 2-0 winners against Crusaders, and Dromore, 4-0 victors. In the Premier, we had Big Time Belfast 2, Portrush 1, Ballycastle 2, Samba 0, Glebe 1, Green Park Rangers 2, The Draft 2, Antrim 2, and WC Stout beating the Shillelaghs 4-1 with a hat-trick from Mattea Kesman. Okay, thank you very much for being around, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.